Back at it again with another shade of blue, brought to you by Core Outdoor Equipment. We are the Kansas City Soccer Journal. My name is Cody Bradley. I've got everybody here with me: Kerry Robinson, David Greenwald, Thad Bell, and Robert Russert. Welcome all. The summer of soccer is in full swing. The first game in Kansas City is coming up this week. The U.S. are amazing and going to win the World Cup. We got a Sporting KC rumor. There is a lot to talk about. And let's just start off. This is a Sporting Kansas City show, Shades of Blue. I know blue is in our flag, but this is a Sporting blue. Kind of an exciting rumor to start off the show here with. Jan Gobo out of Toulouse, 25-year-old, dual nat with France and Ivory Coast. Ivory Coast just got a good win, a little World Cup tease that we're going to talk about. This is FootMob has him valued at 15 million. I think the team is valuing him at 20 million. This is an exciting thing. This would be the biggest transfer that Sporting have ever done by a significant margin. Tom Bogert is reporting it's not, nothing advanced yet and things like that. But, this is what you want to see, Thad. There's a rumor. There's not a lot to go on. This is what you want to see.
It's, again, he's probably not going to happen, but it at least shows intent that they are looking at people of that level.
Intent.
And making an attempt, right?
I mean, can you imagine the words Sporting Kansas City and $20 million in the same sentence before this week? I couldn't.
Well, Peter Maluk's been talking a big game, so maybe I could, right?
New sentences have been formed this week.
New neural pathways of thinking wait, Sporting KC, big money.
Which is a good thing. That's a good thing.
We so quickly forget the Ronaldo rumors from a couple of years ago.
Well, no, David, that's what I was actually going to jump on that, what Thad said, the intent. And this feels a very different intent than, hey, we called Ronaldo's people one time and inquired about him and then made sure to leak that to everyone. This I think is a little different. It's not that they're putting all their eggs in this basket. And if we don't get this guy, it's showing an intent. It does say, according to Tom Bogert, he's one of multiple DP targets. So this isn't the only one they're going for. I like this, Robert. It's showing something.
Well, here's how I picture this, guys. I'm sorry, not Peter Maluk. David Lee is not watching the World Cup, but he does have 3 screens in front of him. One is the cash counter that Maluk gave him. Okay, here's what you've got. And, anytime he does a transaction, it changes. He's got.
Well, it's not changing very much then.
Well,
that screen stays the same.
Well, yeah, the contracts he's offered so far. We don't know what's going on, Cody. There's a lot going on. We just don't know it, right?
Okay.
And then he's got, of course, their depth chart here, and then he's got all his targets on the other screen. He's got a headset on. He's got an earbud in the other ear. He's got a phone on his shoulder. He's just working everything he could work for these next 3 weeks, right?
He's also got a deck of player cards that he can toss to the side when he brings in one from the other deck.
He's got a trash can. He's flicking them in,
He's doing sleight of hand magic while he's doing it.
It's the NFL war room for him.
Okay, so yes, I don't think I'm being too obtuse in talking about this rumor. I think it's something significant. I think it's something that fans would like to see. So some ambition and intent. And I think that is it Peter Maluk putting his money where his mouth is? He's been talking a big game. This is what we've wanted to see. What else can he ask for at this point?
Yeah, it's Peter putting his money, like you said, putting his money where his mouth is. He's been talking on Twitter. We initially heard that he probably wasn't going to invest until after this season, too much money. But it looks like he said, hey, we need stuff now, and let's start doing it. So I'm good with that.
Carrie, I don't know if you said this in the chat to try to be secretive, but I'm gonna make you say it out loud.
That's fine.
What? Who? Points for him being cute. Who is cute? Who do you? Who's
Peter
cute?
Maluk?
Peter Maluk?
No.
Billions makes you cute.
I was like, dang, Carrie
No.
chasing that money.
Billions helps.
No, sorry. No, we're going back to the player.
Oh, Jan
player.
Gobo. We're talking about Jan Gobo.
Yes,
okay,
sorry.
I see. Okay, yeah, he actually is a good-looking guy.
I should tweet that out to Peter Maluk. Only attractive players, please.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt. You
Uh,
got to be able to market these guys. My mom needs something to
We need
watch.
someone to show up. Yeah,
Hey,
my mom needs
So-
someone to show up.
that
not-
mindset got some FCKC owners in trouble. So just
Well,
in the
I'm not
reverse
in
direction.
ownership.
not to pour a bunch of cold water on this, but I think it's going to be difficult to. Carrie probably does need somebody to pour cold, like a cold shower, but this rumor, it's going to be tough. At the end of the day, money talks, but there's a couple other pretty good sized clubs that we're competing with. Transfer market has him rated at an 18 million euro player, so 20 million US is probably close-ish. But Juventus, at least, was linked to him earlier in 2026. Coventry City, who just got promoted to the Prem, is also linked to him. So I don't think it's a matter of can we pony up enough transfer money to make Toulouse part with him. It's going to be, can we pay the wages and do we fit the profile of what he's looking to do with himself?
Hey, who wouldn't want to come train at the same place Argentina did?
Huh?
Exactly.
See, look at
Exactly.
the
See,
impact of
that
the World
Other
Cup.
sidesing me.
Who doesn't want to come train where there have been 3 tornadoes in the last 2 weeks?
3 out of 4 World Cup teams show up at their training site. We have tornadoes.
Do we know the Argentinians made it through that storm last night?
Did you-
Has
They're
that been
fine.
Did
confirmed?
you see
I was there today,
Martinez's?
Cody. They're
Did you see his Instagram story? They were still like barbecuing outside
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
the storm going on, with the sirens in the background. They've been here for 3 weeks. They are true Midwesterners.
Exactly.
I'm
exactly.
They've
proud
lived
of
through
them.
it 3 times at this point.
Where are these
whose
storms?
Instagram? Whose Instagram?
Martinez, Argentina's.
Yeah.
I don't know his first name. The one that plays for Aston Villa.
Well, no, I saw videos of Power and Light at the end of that Brazil game, and there was a million people there singing and dancing, and all the jerseys all hanging out, and it was in the middle of that tornado watch.
No, Brazil was fine. I was there for that game in Power and Light. I came home, went out to go to a bar with my friend, and we were there for probably an hour, and we had power went out. There was a 10-minute lull in the storm, and I was like, okay, it's 5 minutes to my apartment. If we can just give them my credit card information, I
Well, no,
trust
Carrie,
them.
You're saying all this as a Midwesterner, and so
That's true.
the term tornado watch is not something that registers to you or would change your plans at all. So I think there was a tornado watch at that time. It just wasn't a warning.
It was a
yet.
warning.
Right.
There were sirens going off.
Oh, okay.
Crossroads or not crossroads?
Crash, Cody.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the Brazil game, I'm pretty sure that Power and Light and everywhere was in a tornado watch at that point, and people were still all hanging out and having a good time. Nobody cared. at
Watch,
all.
yes, but 3 hours later was the warning and the sirens going off
Right,
down here.
Right.
Yeah. It was. I told you guys I got a good balcony. I can just watch these storms come across the plains right at us. It was a sight to see. And we had it here for about 10 minutes. It was pitch black, and then it went over us, and I could see the sunset again. It was literally about 10 minutes, but it was insane for a minute.
Well, it was pretty chill in southern Johnson County. They were talking on the news
Okay, Joko.
about trees going down in Prairie Village and how the English national team was all boarded up inside of Meadowbrook.
Right. Okay, I forgot to. So back to Jan Gobo. I did forget to mention just an interesting thing. Like I said, we just saw Ivory Coast get an opening win in the World Cup. He had played with the French youth national teams and did a switch to the Ivory Coast, but apparently that was just in March. I don't know if the goal there was to make the World Cup team, but not a lot of time to do so after that switch. So, I mean, you have to think just the value that he has and his track record. You have to think he would otherwise have made that roster.
So, Cody, before we move on, Sporting Kansas City, I would just want to give him a shout out. Thad was able to attend the Argentina training, and that was Sporting Kansas City saying, hey, you guys need to have, a training where media can come to and any VIPs, which is what the England one was. So Thad and I both got to go to that one. So just a shout out to Sporting and Rob Thompson and Kurt Austin, all of them for getting those set up for us. So appreciate that.
Yeah. And just to clarify, that's when they have they're required to have certain open trainings, but that's only for media that's credentialed by FIFA. They arm twisted both of them into allowing ones who are not carrying a FIFA credential for those opportunities. So just making sure it's clear.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to that front office staff.
Yep. They try to cover their local media. They did good.
Okay. We're going to take a break and come back and talk about the World Cup. All right. No, it's not one of. That was the best all around match that I have ever seen Americans play soccer.
Have you watched the
4-1.
women's team?
4 Damn it.
Just don't
I thought
watch
I
that
re-
last Brazil game.
I thought I really phrased that properly. I
Close.
missed that.
You did well.
Almost.
That the American men have ever played on a soccer field before. 4-1 over Paraguay. I have yet to predict a correct score and result in this World Cup. I was so close though on this one. I had 4-2 US. But Thad, I know you have to be with me. We've been waiting for them to put it all together. I don't think anyone on the team did anything individually that we were surprised by. We know they can do all of these. It was just we actually saw all of them at the same time putting it all together. And it was the best performance I've ever seen in my lifetime.
Yeah, like you said, they pretty much all did it. They played Poach's style. They took it to a team that they should have beat. But they didn't just win by 1. They didn't just win by 2. I mean, literally, they could have won by a couple more, although I think XG was not that high. But just all these really good performances by a lot of players. And, of course, everybody's favorite player had to add one right at the end.
Yeah, XG wasn't high because they had 2 Galazos.
Right, yeah.
And those aren't very high XGs. But yeah.
And an own goal.
And an own goal. Okay, but there were 3 Americans that would have scored that had that guy not accidentally done so. That was a great build-up, too. That's just how you score goals. Who cares who put that final touch in there? That was every step of the way. That was beautiful.
For
And
sure.
I don't like this whole. I don't like this whole just being Paraguay, because, like you said, we play a lot of teams we should beat, and
Yes.
they don't always. And when they do, they seem to just scratch it out. And maybe we get something from one player that's like, oh, look how good. We know this player's good and he can be so good. This was something different. Like, and I felt it in my bones every minute of the game. The way they were just so on top of them, the fighting to win the ball back almost instantly in that final third. They were just absolutely all on top of them, every single player in the right mindset. Poach has them all in the right spots and given the right freedom to do what they need to do. I give so much of this to Pochettino because, like I said, I don't think any of the players did something that that they can't do again, or something that surprised us. We've known that they can do all of these things, each of the players. It's just no one has been able to find the right combination and system and formation to unlock all of that. And Poach has them in the right mindset in the right spot. And wow, that I'm not even being hyperbolic. I don't care that it was Paraguay. That was the best performance that I've ever seen them do all around.
Cody, did you see the little fun fact about Balogun?
Which one? There are a lot of fun facts about him.
Okay.
Is the fun fact that Carrie thinks he's cute?
It's not that.
We're gonna need a carry rating going forward on players.
I think what Carrie's going to bring up. It is very important. But
yeah, Balogun scores twice to become the first American player since 1930 to net multiple goals in a World Cup match.
Yeah, 1930, we had a hat trick and finished third.
So this time we're winning the World Cup.
Out of 13 teams.
Yeah, out of 13, but
yeah. Okay, so we are going to do a shades of red, white, and blue later this week, so we can dive more into the actual game and all of that. But I want to talk about just the reaction. You know, we've had a lot of casual or just sports fans who aren't a fan of soccer check in, and it's that time of year, and you just see all of these things that kind of make me feel a certain way. But genuinely, I am feeling very good about this team. In fact, I'm trying my best to kind of block out the all. It's just the question is like, oh, are we good now? How do you answer that question? You see these people just checking in. Oh, they watch 10 minutes of this game. Oh, is the U.S. good at soccer now? How do you even answer that question? There's like a million things that come to mind.
I know. I don't know how you answer that specifically either, but it's you and I and everybody on this pod and probably almost everybody who listens to this knows that they've been getting better. It's not a linear thing that you just go straight up, right? You go up, you go down, you work through these things, but we've talked about this not being the real golden generation. That still next time will be the next one after that, etc. So
Carrie, when
yeah,
people are asking that, are they asking when are we going to win a World Cup? That's what I think they're asking. I think these Americans check in and it's like, if we're not going to be in the final, then we're not good.
No, I think that the average American understands that our path will probably not be win a World Cup for 100 years. Something like that.
That's not.
No,
that's so
no.
untrue.
Carrie,
so
Carrie, you're
untrue.
giving the average American way too much credit.
Okay, I don't know. I feel like you take a step back
100
and you
years.
realize that everyone in this country plays football rather than soccer.
It's that number every single year. Does that number not drop? As I understand it, every single year, fewer parents put their kids in American
I
football.
don't know. NFL is
It
king
does.
in this country, but I don't know.
It is.
It is, but has the potential of falling off the edge of the earth when less kids are playing it.
Fair.
Also, we can. NFL doesn't have to change. I think it does. I think fewer kids are going to play football every single year, which is something we've seen
It's going to
statistically.
convert into flag football.
But that does. We don't even need any of that to change. At this point, we don't need baseball to be less important or football to be less important. We just need to get the systems right. The more experience of coaches. We need a better internal coaching. And I'm saying that we don't need anything to change, but it is going to in order for us to be at the level of winning a World Cup. Why at the current path right now, why could we not have players that are good enough to win the World Cup?
I don't know. I think when you're asking the question of is the U.S. good enough or good yet, I would almost like to be like, I hope they're competitive in the knockout stages.
But like we've been a top 10 team in the FIFA rankings, 15 years ago.
Yeah,
and
but then we play
10
all these
years ago.
Yeah, but then we play all of these friendlies and we'd never really get what we want out of them.
Okay, we played a quarterfinal in 2002 and lost to Germany 1-0. Is that insane that we could have won one more game after that and made a final? You know what I mean? Like
I don't
it's
know,
just,
dude. That was 24 years ago.
Carrie wasn't alive yet.
I was
okay,
alive.
but that's what I'm saying. But you
Let it be
alluded to
known.
100 years. We're 100 years away from having players that
Okay.
can win a World Cup.
Apologies
I'm
for
just
just
saying-
like throwing a number out there.
I know.
I
I'm
guess
just
I
saying.
meant not in what I can see in the foreseeable future. That's assuming everyone's here in 100 years also.
If the world makes it until the end of my lifetime, I will see the United States win a World Cup before
Hey,
I
my
die.
time's ticking, man. I want it to speed up. Okay.
Yeah. Have fun
I'm
with
making
that,
it to 120.
I don't know how we would say that, right? But there's how many good soccer nations out there? When's the last time some of the great soccer nations have won a World Cup? It's hard to win a World Cup, okay?
Yeah.
It's not easy. There's
Italy
all these
can't
things
even
could
make a
happen.
World Cup anymore.
Germany
Right.
hasn't gotten out of
That's
group
true.
stages since.
Yeah.
It's, I mean, Brazil, Argentina finally got back into it last time. It's hard to win a World Cup. And you look at like Olympic sports, because World Cup is kind of like Olympics, that it's every 4 years, although you got two types of Olympics and all that type of stuff. And are we not a good Olympic nation if we finish second in the medal count in the Winter Games because all the Nordic countries are skiing their asses off? No,
I
we're
was pretty
still a
pissed.
good.
No, I was
Huh?
pretty pissed. I was pretty pissed.
No,
So
no, I was proud of that. Let the
let
Norwegians
me know,
win something.
I love the Olympics, and I'm like extremely patriotic every 2 years for the Olympics, every 4 years for the World Cup. When
Same.
we don't win, it makes me very sad. And
Yeah.
I was very cranky that we didn't dominate the Winter Olympics.
David is the
Well-
reason why they have like the score counters of medals on billboards.
Oh
Da-
yeah,
David,
Oh, yeah.
I was living and dying by that medal count in the summer when we were neck and neck with China in the Summer Olympics. In the Winter Olympics and your nonsensical games that you're playing in the snow. Okay, Norway. It's
well,
fine,
but-
Norway.
but
Play those
that's like-
games. Win
no,
those
but-
games. We'll
but
get
that's why-
second, and I'm happy with that.
I get mad in the Summer Olympics when it's like China wins in like ping pong, and I'm like, okay, but we won track and field, right? Those
Yeah.
shouldn't count the same, but they
Oh,
do. But in the
it's-
winter, we should be dominating snowboarding. We invented it, and if we
China-
didn't invent it, we invented the X Games, and we're losing medals
Look,
to like Italy and
China
things where
won
it's
like
like it's because we drug test.
We
Now
didn't even
we should just let these kids smoke their weed and snowboard around and do their flips, and we'd win again.
we didn't
No,
even
it's
win in hip hop
well.
or
That one
breakdancing.
was so bad that one,
Yeah.
but that was so bad, and we didn't win that they decided to get rid of it from the Olympics.
No, but look, with the United States in soccer, on a more serious note, it's never been an issue of us not having good athletes. You know, like your casual friends will be like, oh my God, what if LeBron played soccer? Well, he'd be a very good goalkeeper. But it's
Unstoppable.
never been an
maybe.
issue of not having guys who are athletic enough to play. It's that we didn't have the skill, the training, the way that all these other countries do. And that gap is closing for the same reason that the U.S. women's national team is not as dominant as they were.
Right.
People are closing the gap. We have increasing numbers of young American players who are playing abroad. You know, the younger that they go over, the younger the Christian Pulisic and Weston McKennie and all that are over getting, you know, proper training and competition, the sooner we'll close the gap. But like any tournament, whether it's the Knicks getting lucky that the Celtics and the Pistons went out this year to win the NBA championship, whether it's the NCAA tournament, where I mean, Cody, you're a KU fan. How
I
many times has
knew he
KU
was gonna. I just had to slide in the NBA playoffs. I knew
Hell
he was
yeah.
gonna do it.
I'm also wearing a Knicks hat or a Yankees hat because I don't have a Knicks hat. Nobody owns a Knicks hat. Spike Lee has a Knicks hat. But Cody, you're a KU basketball fan. How many times has KU been the best team in the tournament heading into it and then they don't win? Sometimes
Yeah,
it
they have
requires
a knack
luck,
for
right?
that.
So the question is the U.S. going to be in a position where the expectation is for us to be making a semifinal or a finals run where we, you know, Brazil, every tournament, the expectation should be or is supposed to be that they can do it. Same with
Right.
Argentina, same with France, same with Spain. That's where the U.S. needs to get to. Right now, in the like a semifinal would be incredible. We need to move towards that being the expectation. We're probably a generation away from it.
But aren't we already doing it? I'm saying again, this is the first generation. Yeah, everything you said about the systems in place, you're dead on and all that you just said, David. But we only just started doing it at the beginning of all of these players' lives, and it's only just started. They're the first generation, and like, have you guys seen Kevin Sullivan running around? Like, there's no reason to think that in 4 years, 8 years, 12 years that it's not going to be a better team than we have now. So. I think that they are moving in that right direction, and once they get over the hump, the mental hump that we have of can we compete on the world stage, which hopefully Poach shows them that they can do that this World Cup, then I see no reason why they can't be in those elimination stages at the end of every World Cup.
I stopped listening after you said I was right. I must have blacked out.
Hold on to that; it's rare.
So I faded away, you know, like I do 2 or 3 times a pod here, unfortunately, with my technology.
Yes, you
But
do.
anyway,
That's annoying.
so David, I think from what Cody said, you talked about academies, you know, coming up, right? Which, you know, the average American has no clue about. But anyway, what are the numbers? 157 players from the Premier League playing in this World Cup, 47 from Major League Soccer. And, we got McKennie, we've got, guys playing up in those upper leagues. But when we get a whole roster that is playing those upper leagues because they develop in our academies and the bigger clubs have seen them and recruited them, that's when we're going to be able to consistently, I think, compete, in the quarterfinal, semifinal area. And that's going to take a long time, 2 decades at least. And, that's what I think the difference is. I love MLS But I think really you need to be playing in the top quality leagues consistently for that to impact the national team in that level.
Yeah, I guess I don't really disagree with anything you said. I just don't like this idea that it's like an X amount of time away. The teams go on runs at any time, and we've beaten the U.S. has beaten Brazil before, and not in the World Cup, but you know what I mean. Like they've played and competed with teams like this before, and I just see no reason that you go into a World Cup and it's like, oh, it's just impossible. Weston McKennie and Balogun and Pulisic, these guys play at the biggest clubs in the world. Like, what's the question here?
But can they consistently be difference makers against the teams that we're talking about in these semifinals and quarterfinals? That is the
Yeah.
question, I think. Can Balogun do it against Spain?
Well, and that's what I mean by getting over that mental hurdle that this team has always had. We've had players at the big clubs for a decade now, but they still just have this mental thing that whenever they play any European team, even if it's not one of the best, they'll dominate everyone in CONCACAF and win 3 Gold Cups in a row. But then if they play Poland, it's like, oh my God, we're playing a European team and every guy on the field is really good. And so there's just this mental hurdle, and I maybe I'm just boosted off seeing them finally put it all together in this first game. That I just think once they do that, and once that's not there anymore, then why would that ever be a question? Once the U.S. does beat Germany or someone in the World Cup, then why would anyone ever think that they couldn't do it? And I think once that hurdle is gone, then we do have players at the biggest clubs in the world, and Major League Soccer gets better every year, and some great players from Major League Soccer on the roster. I don't see why it can't happen.
Well, it's a depth issue too.
Yeah.
Right. Like if you look at the England,
Yes.
look at England, who is not predicted to win the cup, right? Every player on their roster plays in the Premier League except for, let's see, 2 guys in Bundesliga clubs, Leverkusen and Munich, 2 guys in La Liga for Madrid and Barcelona, and for some reason, a degenerate gambler who's playing in Saudi Arabia, right? Like they don't have MLS level guys. They've got Premier League guys. And so that's the expectation, right? If you look at the French national team, I mean, France is a prohibitive favorite to win the cup, right?
As they were last time, and they didn't.
All these guys are just, I mean, this team is stacked. So,
But aren't they like the
what'd you
only
just
one?
open?
I opened a Modelo.
Okay. Oh, did you get influenced by the
Modelo guy.
commercials? It's the official beer of the World Cup.
I've been on
Thank
the
God it's
Mexican
not
lagers.
Michelob.
I've been on the Mexican lagers for a long time. Modelo's great. David, isn't France like one of the only ones that I think of the World Cup all the time as the quality of each team is way below what we watch in the Champions League. Every team has a hole at left back or something somewhere. France is like the only one that has a baller at every position of the field, and they've got 4 ballers on the bench in the midfield it's like they're one of the only ones. And and even so, and like Argentina had some holes last time, and an old Messi, and they still beat them. And I don't know, the World Cup, every team has some holes, and I just anything can happen. And I don't understand this whole idea that it's 20 years away or X amount of years away. Yes, they're on the right path, and it's not going to happen this time. But
I mean, I think the more that we actually play, these giants per se in a tournament, not just like friendlies, then we're gonna build up with confidence. Be like, okay, that is a lot closer than we think. It all comes down to, can we play these greats in a tournament that matters, like the Olympics, not the Olympics, like the World Cup.
The Olympics matter.
That I've been thinking a lot about how you in that other podcast you noted the stat that no team has ever won the World Cup with a foreign coach. And I've been thinking a lot about that, and then boom, I realized that Brazil is giving that a shot this year. It hasn't worked for 20 whatever years, and they got Carlo Ancelotti.
Does that mean that Canada's also cooked with Jesse Marsh?
Oh yeah,
Right,
very much so.
But hey, before we go any farther with anything else, the difference maker point that I was trying to get to. So Cody, I'll put it this way. when you see Tyler Adams get the ball 20 yards from goal and you're thinking he's going to score or he can score, or you see somebody, even like a Malik Tillman, who's not a great finisher. When we get more guys in the field who can be that difference maker and score that goal consistently, I think that's when we're going to, be up to a level that we would like to be.
Yeah, I feel you on that. Although I think two players you said are not ones that I would even necessarily feel like that about. I think we have like 3 or 4 or 5 guys that I would feel like that about, and maybe either of those two or one of them. But yeah, I mean, like Tim Weah, Gio, Pulisic, McKennie,
Balogun.
Balogun. There's a lot of guys on
Pepe.
that. Dest, Pepe even can do it. Like
Consistently though, in this tournament, in this situation, in Copa America, no.
Yeah. I think I guess a lot of my mindset is on that Poach has finally figured them out, and it was they were just trying to do this the whole time, and now they've just have proper coaching and the coaching that they need, saying the things that they need to hear. And I think that they played one game against the 41st ranked team in the world, but again, it was just that performance was just so complete on every aspect, and I've never seen them do that, and it just seems so clear to me that they've turned a corner and figured something out. That doesn't even mean Australia looks pretty good. I'm kind of nervous about Australia. They got 2 really fast guys up front, and our defense is kind of leaky. But it's just it just seems so clear to me, and that this formation that they're in, and that the coach that is finally able to coach them, and it just seems so clear to me that they have unlocked it and turned a corner. And I don't give a shit about what happened because Tim Weah got a red card at the beginning of the Copa America. Like, you know what I mean? That unraveled everything there. And that was 2 years ago at this point. So I don't know. These guys are older and they've got Poach leading them. And I think that they've unlocked something.
And we'll talk more about what that unlocking is on Wednesday night.
We will, but I want to throw a couple of stats out there because we'll do more of it on Wednesday when we record again. But they dominated so much that 71% of possession in the first half. The second half was not as good, and the total possession dropped to 65%. Chris
That's
Richards,
insane.
Depending on where you look, he either made 83 of 83 passes or 84 of 84 passes.
Yep.
That is, again, when you have a possession team, you tend to have a center backs that get a lot of passes, but he made every single pass he tried to make. That's pretty damn dominating. Okay. And on the soccer making it in this world, or however in the US, or however you want to phrase that, it was the highest viewed game of the national team and all this other stuff. And it beat the NBA finals that night that it was going up against. Okay. I saw people complain that they went to a
America
sports bar
doesn't care about soccer,
and they had other stuff up besides, some not US team playing at the time, because they had, NHL finals, NBA finals, and whatever else up there. Yeah. We have multiple sports that we follow in this country. That doesn't mean we're not a proper footballing nation, soccer nation, or whatever.
It's going to be great whenever we beat them anyway. Soccer's the third most popular sport in America, and we're still going to win a World Cup. Like, it's going to be real tasty when this happens.
So 24.86 million people were watching that game between Fox networks and Telemundo / Peacock. So,
okay, let's take a quick break. We'll be right back. Okay, I have been absolutely loving the nature of this World Cup. It's the beautiful thing about sports. This was what I was looking forward to the most. All of these people coming to America and experiencing the weird good things that we maybe take for granted about this country, like Waffle House and free chips and salsa at Mexican restaurants and things. Yeah. That's been one of my favorite things. Thad, there's that guy from Germany that's become like a celebrity as he travels around America. Freddie.
Yep. Freddie is something else, man. People are falling in love with him, and he's fallen in love with America and hitting every fast food place. And
he's going to be in Kansas City on July 4th.
Yes.
So
We
I
got
know that-
we got some expectations here. We need to have him at Fan Fest, and that's where they have a pretty good fireworks show.
Carrie, you need to get on it and have him on a pod.
Look, we're trying. We have not tried. We
Oh.
thought about this earlier today. While
No, but he's a
drinking beer.
national celebrity. I think he's
Yeah.
getting whatever email he has on his social media is getting blown up by everybody at
Yeah.
the moment. I think.
Yeah, I'm sure he's got bigger fish to fry than us at this point, but and the fun thing is he's not the only one. I've seen a bunch of them, different ones, people walking into Walmart like, this is incredible. How do you have gallons of pickles on sale and things like this? It's
Yeah, what do you know about Costco, Europe? Get out of here.
Yeah, it's just incredible, all the people, and following again, fast food restaurants. I saw some English woman talking about how this was the best Alfredo that she's ever had in her life, and she walks out and it's an Olive Garden. I'm like, oh my God, do you not even have any pasta over in England? It must be bad. So I just enjoying it a lot, man.
My favorite one I saw today, a Japanese guy in a Mexican restaurant. And this post, I'll share it here on the podcast post. He is just absolutely waxing lyrical about this free food that has been placed in front of him. He says, "Who am I deceiving? There is no number of baskets I would refuse. The trust of a nation is in that salsa, and I intend to honor all of it." Like, this guy, it is an amazing post. Go watch this guy. Just a land of free bottomless chips and salsa. Things we take for granted. The chaos in America right now, but it makes me so happy that people are just seeing like the real life things that we love and or we love and make fun of ourselves for, like Waffle House. That Freddie guy was mad he didn't see a fight at Waffle House. like you know what I mean?
Chris Richards was like, even in his replies, and is like, if you're traveling through Alabama, stop at this like burger shack.
Yeah.
But also all the haters out there. Oh, this World Cup's going to be the worst ever. There's going to be so many empty seats. Yeah, there've been a few. It's the first freaking round. You're going to see some empty seats. But it's just, everything is just scrolling in their faces right now because it's been amazing so far.
Yeah, it was that 2 p.m. Korea. I'm forgetting who they played in that game, but it was people took screenshots against the Czech Republic, or maybe Czechia.
It was 8 p.m. wasn't
that's
it?
the same country.
Czechia.
I don't remember, but
It is.
Yeah.
but it was, which is also the Czech Republic.
Yeah.
But no, that was a good
Okay,
game.
we're just
That
being
was a fun
politically
game.
correct here.
Yeah.
No, I'm gonna call it Turkey here in a few minutes, not Turkey. I'm gonna call it Turkey.
Turkey.
Just FY.
No, I
Well,
actually
hold on,
leaned
hold on.
into that.
You'll appreciate this. So I have a Brazil shirt, CBF.
I don't
It's got the
appreciate
big seal on it right in the middle, and it says Brasil with an S. And my wife goes, "Well, is it Brazil or is it Brazil?" And I was like, "Well, it depends on where you're from. If you're from an English-speaking country, it's Brazil with a Z, and if you're from anywhere else, it's with an S."
that. Well, and here you are stomping on Turkey.
Where am I from?
Just say Turkey.
I say Brazil, and I'm gonna say Turkey, and I'm gonna say Czech Republic.
Do you say Qatar as well? I like saying Qatar. That's easier.
Ivory
Well, that's
Coast.
not even yours. Isn't even close to how it's actually pronounced. Because it's
Qatar.
actually like a G. It's pronounced with like a G.
Qatar.
No, that's not how it's pronounced.
That's very close. That's
No, it's
very close
not.
to how it's pronounced.
There's
The
not a chance you.
The Côte d'Ivoire. Is that what you wanted to hear, Thad? For Ivory
Côte
Coast?
d'Ivoire?
No, the Côte d'Ivoire. That was close.
You had half
Wait.
of it. You went half like native, half American.
Yeah.
The Côte d'Ivory? Yeah, good Lord, Cody.
That would
But
be
again,
bad.
I'm just saying it. Yeah, I think that's the same as saying Brazil and Brazil.
You just said the same thing twice.
Yeah, see, they're
It's like
close.
saying the United States of America or the United States of America. It's different.
How are your predictions going? Carrie, you have a prediction model or a competition going on. How are your own predictions been going?
They've been fine. I think there's not really been like something that I've been surprised at. I think Ecuador's game earlier today, I thought was going to be a little bit more competitive than what it. Well, I mean, I guess it was 2-0, right? But I thought it was
Canada,
going to
surprised
be.
by that.
I thought it was 1-0.
I thought Ecuador would have scored a goal at least. It was 1-0.
Yeah, that was
You're right.
that was a good game.
Against who? Who'd they play? Cody? Who'd they play?
The Côte d'Ivoire.
Thank you.
Hey, I always make fun of myself for not being able to pronounce names, so I own that, right? So Qatar, I'm going to call it whatever the hell I want.
Qatar. I think I've been
It's
doing
not
pretty
Qatar.
good on results so far, but I haven't gotten one single actual score correct.
I didn't do score. I just did brackets. 1, 2, 3, 4. Was
Yeah,
also
I'm using
surprised
I'm using
at
Footbomb.
the Australia game last night that I fell asleep before.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I locked into that one. I was ready to make sure I knew who we needed to worry about. And
Was anybody surprised at how poor Canada looked for large portions of
yeah,
that
they
game?
did,
No.
man.
It was Jesse
Didn't see a
Marsh's
minute of
team.
that one.
Yeah, I'm really rooting against them, to be honest. I'm rooting for Mexico more than I'm rooting for Canada.
I agree. Did you see his little fit that he had probably around the 20th minute? That was
Yes.
insane. Jesse, chill.
What do you
Yeah.
do?
He's doing too much.
He's literally throwing his arms, punching the air, making faces.
He should have took Basong.
Talking shit. He's talking shit about the American team, and he needs to
Yeah.
shut up.
Get us
He
out of
got-
his mind.
He got
What a
Clint
great
fired up.
response! What a great response from Clint. Just so perfectly handled by him.
Rarely he does that, but yeah, he did.
I know, but he nailed he hit both sides of it, and yeah, he really did. Clint's getting better at this broadcasting thing.
Speaking of broadcasting, has everybody enjoyed Zlatan?
Yes, I
and
have
I
been.
actually loved him going off against Lawless, saying how
Yes.
Haaland's gonna be the next star, and he could see him being the next Zlatan, and Zlatan's like, no. He wants to score. He wants to touch the ball twice and score 2 goals. I would touch the ball twice and score 3 goals.
And then they're talking about
He might kill Lawless by the end of the tournament.
oh,
I'm
or
hoping so.
Thierry Henry, the two of them together might
They
do
should
that.
broadcast that, and that might actually get the most views of any
Okay,
game.
those 3 in a cage match on the White House lawn. Perfect.
Oh,
It is funny how
Yeah.
clear their disdain is for him, how quickly they'll dismiss him.
but did you
But,
not catch the touching moment where
Which-
they're talking about Lawless's emotion during the national anthem, and they were both. Thierry Henry said he got pretty emotional during it too. So there is that aspect that they do respect of Alexi, that he loves the United States of America.
No, I didn't see that. Sorry, Alexi. He's probably on the White House lawn tonight.
Right now.
No, the thing that I liked,
Yes.
the thing that I liked from Zlatan was when they started talking about the number of viewers of that game. The first thing, they throw it to Zlatan. The first thing he says is, "Do you think they were watching me or watching the game?" he's just so on brand. I love that they made sure to let him be Zlatan during this, and Thierry Henry there. And it's just you got the CBS from Thierry Henry. You've got Rebecca Lowe from NBC. I think it's so weird that they all just signed these I didn't even know things like that were legal according to their normal contracts, but it's cool that I think they have a decent crew there. If you're gonna have Alexi on, then Thierry Henry and Zlatan making him sound stupid, I like that.
Make it
That's
interesting. Yeah. If people are do you think they were on Twitter and they were like, oh no, I'm gonna watch more Telemundo, and they were like, let's get some anti-lawless people on there. Not even anti-lawless, just more pro themselves than they are anything else.
Okay, so games, honestly, there haven't been that many powerhouses yet. A lot of them are still to come. Argentina, France yet to play. Does anyone have overall picks for this World Cup? Anything brave besides saying France right now?
Not yet.
I mean, you'll need to see how the bracket breaks down, because you can be like Spain, but what if Spain and France is like a quarterfinal or a semifinal? It's kind of tough to see it without seeing how the knockouts break down. But I mean, Spain, France, with Argentina and England having a puncher's chance, those are kind of my 4 prohibitive favorites. I think
like Spain.
Brazil's going to go out with a giant wet fart. For lack of
No,
a
that
better
first
term.
game for Brazil did not look good, but
Morocco's
Argentina
decent though. Morocco's decent.
They are.
Morocco's good, yeah.
I don't think
you were
they're as
complaining
good
about
as they
Brazil.
were.
Well, Brazil looked really bad for about 15 minutes, and then they looked really solid for the rest of the game, but
I think they'll be all right.
not really the standard they're looking for. I mean, they'll make it out of the group, but that's not the standard that they
But
hold themselves to.
I know, but then once they make it out of the group, and then they've got the players that they have, whoever they line up against, they're not going to be intimidated. And that's the same thing with Argentina last time. It was, once they got out of the group, then it didn't matter. They had to win 4 more games.
What's been your favorite match so far outside the U.S.?
Japan, Netherlands. That was great. I had fun every second of that game.
Carrie? So for the record, I actually know Carrie's answer. Carrie, for those of you just listening on audio, not watching on YouTube, Carrie's wearing a Germany kit right now. It's Carrie versus the world, because the world wanted to see Curacao upset Germany. That's what the world wanted. But
Yeah, sure.
I felt things when that goal went in.
The people from Bohemia and Carrie apparently wanted to crush the dreams of a poor island nation.
Carrie made sure in the chat this morning to send a message to David that said, I wanted him to know that I'm wearing a 2014 Schweinsteiger jersey.
I am. I've only ever worn one non-sporting jersey to a sporting game, and it was this jersey. And I regret it. Anyways.
Well, you and Klaus can celebrate all these goals.
No. Do not put me in there. I have better hair than him. I have better heritage than him, too.
Better hair and heritage than Herr Klaus.
Exactly. I will say that, so I went to the KC Beer Co. to watch it, and it was a pretty packed crowd. And everyone did cheer when Curacao scored, so
Okay.
there was a little bit of hope for them for a few minutes.
That's what the world wants.
Yeah.
David,
and I will be rooting for them the rest of the tournament.
Curacao or Germany?
No, you'll be rooting for them
Curacao.
for 2 more games.
Yeah, you got 2 more games to root for them.
Apparently there was a few people at Johnny's Tavern this morning that were like Curacao fans. And the comments in Twitter was like, buy him a beer, I'll send you money so you can buy them a beer for me.
Yeah, that's all great kits. Curaçao's away kit is lovely.
And I actually liked Paraguay's away kit as well. That blue was actually quite nice.
Yeah.
David, what was your favorite game? You asked that question.
Scotland, Haiti.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I was rooting hard. I was pulling for Haiti. I actually called a 1-1 draw in that one. I was close.
Yeah, I just for the bit, I'd really like to see Scotland outperform England. I think that would be really funny.
Yeah.
And I would just die to see the English media just lose their minds. But yeah, it was a good game.
The expanded pool, it's been going on for several days, and we haven't even seen most of the big dogs play yet, and we've seen some stinkers. So,
Cody, I do think that you would like to know that Johnny is doing well, Johnny Russell, because we had a DM from Office of the Wizards of someone that bumped into him in Boston, so he was assuming at the game. So he's doing well.
Okay, that is very good to hear. Johnny got to go see his countrymen play. I like that. Okay. Anything else relevant about this World Cup, about this summer of soccer? England got all their stuff stolen.
And they got it back.
They got it back very quickly.
Thanks to the Kansas City Police Department. Yes.
Yeah, they finally clock in when the world is watching, not when someone gets in an accident on the street. But when the world's watching, they're definitely there. Yeah, so they got it back and made some arrests in connection with it already. Did it happen in Kansas City?
No.
So then why was Kansas... So they reported to Kansas City and KCPD was like, let me go find.
It was discovered.
They got here.
Routes.
It was
Because
discovered.
they got here, with the empty trucks. It wasn't known until they arrived with just empty trucks.
But then KCPD sends an investigation out just on routes, backtracking.
I don't know that anybody really knows the whole story on this yet.
I don't think they had to send anyone because it was the truckers, right?
Yeah, from San Antonio.
Oh, okay.
So they called the company they hired And that
Okay.
was the end of the investigation, I think.
Right.
Well, then that
I
makes
just think-
sense why it was.
Pretty
Why
direct
the
route.
KCCD
So
could do
funny.
it?
Like
Why
those
did you think
truckers-
you're going to get away with this?
Like, I love that those truckers just called a buddy, and on the way in the middle of the night somewhere, they just pulled over on the side of the interstate, unloaded the truck, and then got here in Kansas City, and we're like, "Oh, what? Like, they're empty. How did that happen?" It's just like, what did they think was going to happen? What a strange thing.
A lot of criminals are not that smart, so it kind of on brand too.
Can confirm.
Yeah, I mean, definitely, David. can
Professionally,
confirm.
can confirm.
Yeah, that's. I was wondering when we got down to the England training session yesterday if they were going to come out in like borrowed sporting gear or something. You know,
Yeah.
We'll see
Okay.
Harry Kane in SKC2 jersey. That would be fun.
Do you think David Lee is somewhere in there like trying to like slide a note to any English players? It's like, hey, you like these facilities?
He better be. He better
Not
be.
at
If
Swope.
he,
You
Well,
could
they-
trade here. Okay,
No,
not there.
They're at Swope.
yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
or-
so then you think he's doing that to?
He's
Or
doing
go
to the
something
river
Messi.
market.
Hey, Messi, you know how you got that
Go to
crazy
the-
deal in Miami? You want to move to a worse town with less money?
No, he's got teammates though.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
I
if
did,
he's not doing that, then he's not trying. I hope he's having
He's
some
like
conversations.
sneaking in at night and like leaving a sticky note. Do you like me? Yes or no? Do you like
He's-
Jordan KT?
He's paying off front desk people. Yeah.
I did talk to some English media though, because remember, like English media were saying that England's going to lose because they were at a bad training area, and I talked to a couple of them down there yesterday, and they were like, "Oh no, this is great. This is beautiful." It was always a bunch of BS, and they have. And Robert, did you see like those two semi-structure tent things over on the
Right. Yeah.
the turf field? So I think they have like they've added stuff there for them to have for training, because you can see like the ventilation systems and stuff for it. So I think they have all the stuff they need there, not all inside of one building like they would at Sporting at their main training center, but they have
They'll
everything.
be
they need.
fine. They'll
Yeah.
be fine. Welcome to CONCACAF, Harry Kane.
Yeah, I was talking to two English media guys too, one from the BBC, and he asked me a couple of questions, so who trains here? It's like, well, this is, Sporting's second team. Oh, and what's their name? SKC2. They used to be called the Swope Park Rangers. It's like, oh, good name change.
What?
No.
Yeah, they
What?
preferred
You-
SKC2 over Swope Park Rangers.
Get out of here,
No.
Euro
That's our
snobs. I'm
culture.
so
Oh my
God.
tired of Euro snobs telling us how to like soccer here. Come on. Smoke Park Rangers is objectively better.
Bring out their mascot.
The Swope Park Rangers name change to SKC2 is like maybe the angriest I ever got at
Yeah.
Patterson and Illig.
Travesty. I think it was a Vermees. I think you point the finger at Vermees a lot too.
I thought it was
Absolutely.
I thought it was like also a merchandising issue, like a
No, that Vermees
I
is
thought it
the
was
one
like-
that had his hand in all
Was it?
that. Like he was the one controlling everything in the youth thing at that point. That was him. He wanted the pipeline. He wanted the system. That was I
Yet
put
another
most of that on
reason to be
Vermees.
mad at him.
yeah, get that guy out of here.
God damn you, Pete.
Vermees out.
One day there will be a show where we don't mention Peter Vermees, but
In
that
like
week,
20
it's not
years
this
when we
week.
win the World Cup.
It's not going to be that long.
While we've been chatting, Sweden and Tunisia kicked off.
Yeah,
and
and
Sweden is currently up 1-0 in
See,
the 17th
I
minute.
missed a goal. I think that
Spoiler
might be
alert.
the first goal that I've missed. We got to end this show.
How come you didn't get picked to sit in that cube in New York City and watch every game?
I have
Who
I
did?
thought about that. That would have been a lot of fun. I actually saw today the first video from that. I kind of forgot that was happening. There's 3 people in there together.
Oh.
And I think they only have to be in there like when the games are happening. And then they're probably just put up in a nice hotel in New York. This is a free vacation. I've watched every game anyway. So I don't know.
So
we're
everybody, I do want to give you some news. If you happen to see any of the games at Arrowhead and a flat soccer ball is on the field, that's on me.
What's your role?
Okay. What
My
does that
Not
mean?
charge it?
responsibility, one of my responsibilities is with me and 3 other people, is making sure the balls are appropriate PSI, that they are
Not
charged.
charged,
The technology
Carrie.
is charged. Yes,
know.
and
I
all of
know.
that. So, yeah.
Robert, do you happen to own a Tom Brady jersey?
Deflategate?
Right. That
Do
joke's
you
already
want
been made
one?
multiple times.
Just ask what our players would prefer. That's what we need.
So I finally can tell people that I know the person who's in charge of FIFA's balls.
Mhm. But there was a validation match, a practice match, some sporting club teams playing there today just to run through things, and they ran through everything. They had a kid act like he was dying on the field and everything. But this kid, I don't know who he is. He scores this banger, this curler from about 20 yards away, left side of the box into the upper right-hand corner. It's like, damn, Cody, you may be right. We may be winning the World Cup sooner than we think.
Wow, the Volunteers really go all out. They staged a whole game,
Oh,
like
yeah.
actually had players come play a game.
Exactly. You gotta know what you're doing ahead of time, right?
I wonder who they got. Like, who do you ask to come play that?
That's just two sporting club teams. So
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, insights. Thank you for that, Robert.
yeah.
Okay. Oh, Thad's got something at the buzzer, always. We'll
No,
start a
you
whole
just
new
reminded me
conversation.
of something.
There's gonna be a whole
sporting-
podcast that he wants to have right here.
Talking about sporting, one of Sporting's teams. But for the Sporting Academy, I ran into a friend whose son is being recruited to the Sporting Academy. He's 13, 6 foot tall. Like they're putting him up at some place to train for a month and a half to build fitness, strength and all this stuff. And he's not even on the academy team yet. I mean, he's just in that process.
Nice.
They had a bunch of people show up for this and gave them all bags with T-shirts and all that stuff. I mean, that's not the important part, but they are, casting the net a little wider out. That this kid's from southern Missouri area. I don't remember exactly where. I don't want to say his name and stuff because parent didn't really want to tell me probably all that stuff. But anyways, just talk about that.
Yeah,
So-
that's the systems and processes are in place. We are finding, identifying, and nurturing players in this country. It is not a golden generation; it's the first generation. And we will talk to you next week, USA.